Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to continue on to our explanation of another part of the apocalyptic Gospels that people contend has to do with the future coming of Christ. And I'm going to demonstrate to you today using its parallels in Luke primarily that this version, this view is actually impossible. So we're going to start with 17:20 in Luke. We have the Pharisees and Jesus saying the kingdom of God is inside of you. Like I said here, the midst is a manipulation of scripture. It's actually entos, which means inside. But as we carry on forward, we're going to come back to this observable signs, that one Greek word that's used by Luke, giving a reference to that he's a physician. Parateresis. I used to be able to say it pretty well. But anyways, that's what we're going to be referencing is this observable seeing. So here Jesus, as he comes through, says, the days will come when you long to see one of the days, or one of the first days of the Son of Man, and you will not see it. They will say to you, look here, just like adieu, just like before. That's the link between the two. Do not go after them. Don't go running after them. For just like, and this is Astrape, the lightning flashes out of one part of the sky to the other, is more like, what he's saying here is, it's more like a sunrise. It's as sure as a sunrise, okay? I can assure you, he's reassuring the disciples, saying, look, you won't see me. You're going to wish you see me. You're going to wish for the days that I've been telling you about. You're going to become despondent, and you're going to hear, oh, he's here, and you're going to get very excited. But don't fall for it, okay? That's not how it's going to happen. I'm not going to be in some room or out in the wilderness, okay? If you hear this, it's a lie. As sure as a sunrise, okay, so will the Son of Man be in his day. He's reassuring them, saying, look, this is going to happen. But I must suffer many things and be rejected by this generation. Okay, some things need to happen before that happens. Then he gets into what is later contained in the end of Matthew 24, let's say around 35 and on. That's where the deception starts. This all-millennialist, partial preterist deception, that this pertains to the future. Some people will say, well, what I'm about ready to say to you here in this video is correct, but that is something else. It's not. It's a parallel. You're talking about the same thing, the same time frame. It's not anything different. Okay? Here, Jesus is reassuring them further. And that's what 25 all the way down to 37 is. Okay? Actually, 26 to 37. He's saying, look, just like in the days of Noah, they had the ark and they were rescued. Okay? All the other people died, yes. All the other people, you could say, came under judgment. That's the main view of people's version of this. It's all about the bad people, and it's all about judgment and destruction. That's not correct. It is a part of it, but it's a secondary thought. Okay? The primary explanation here, Jesus is comforting them, which is a continual theme throughout the New Testament. That's what it's all about. being comforted by people or for the people that are being saved, that believe. You're believed, you become my sheep, I'm going to take care of you, no one can snatch you out of my hand, right? I could go on and on and on. And what he's doing here is exactly what he's doing in Matthew 24. He's just saying, look, Noah got out, he was on the ark, right? Because he believed. Lot was righteous and he believed, him and his family, minus his wife a little later on, right? But his family got out, right? Because the Angeloi, you can say, the people that went in said, Lot, you need to get out of here because we're going to destroy this place. We can't destroy it until you leave. Okay, we're going to seal you. We've talked about the sealing before on their foreheads. That's a theme throughout the New Testament. And you need to get out. Okay? So they were saved. They were spared. Everyone else was destroyed. And it's going to be just like, now this is future tense to them. This is about 40 years in the future. About 2,000 years in the past for us. But he's saying, look, just like Noah, just like Lot, it will be the same. It will be just the same on the day that the Son of Man is revealed. When is the Son of Man revealed? The abomination of desolation. What turns out to be the Roman army surrounding Jerusalem. Okay? That's the sign. That's when you say, oh, it's happening. Time to run. Okay? That's your ark. This knowledge, this sign, that's your ark. That's the same thing that they told Lot. Okay? But now Jesus is telling them beforehand. And you'll see it. On that day, the one who is on the housetop, whose goods are in the house, must not go down and take them out. And likewise, the one who's in the field must not turn back. Remember Lot's wife. Okay? They're reminding them of that part of the story. Whoever seeks to keep his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life will preserve it. Okay? That's basically saying, don't do anything to try to save your life. Do everything you can to save your soul. Right? Overall, big picture. Don't be short-sighted and just try to save your own skin. Then, now here's a part that's very interesting. I won't really get into it, but I tell you on that night, you have to understand there's a day, the day the Son of Man is revealed, the sign of the Son of Man. And then we have night. They've already left. They've already grabbed their stuff, or they didn't grab their stuff, sorry. And they left. But then on that night, see, Luke adds something to it. A little piece of information not contained in the other two Gospels. There will be two women grinding in the same place. And that is not this part where they're in bed. There will be two in one bed, one will be taken, one will be left. That is not in Matthew. Matthew contains the two women grinding and the two in the field. No, I take that back. I think it's two in the field. Let me double check. 39. Yeah, there'll be two in the field. One will be taken, and then it has the two in the field first, and then the two grinding. Okay. So the two in one bed is added. Then it starts with the two grinding in one place, and then the two in the field. And then the two in the field apparently are not contained in some manuscripts. In answering, they said to him, "Where, Lord?" Now, wouldn't it be great if they said, "Taken where, Lord?" or "Left where, Lord?" But he says, "Where the body is, there also the vultures will be gathered." Now, this is kind of confusing right here because in Matthew and Mark, they're in different spots. They don't come at the end of this. The best I can explain it, this part where the body is, there's all the vultures will be gathered. That could mean anything. It could be, hey, look at all those people jumping off that cliff. That seems really dangerous. Well, where the body is, there the vultures will be gathered. I mean, that's kind of the best as I can explain it, because it doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense in these contexts, the way they move it around. And they move this around too, but this is attached to Jesus comforting them and reassuring them that, hey, it's going to be okay. You're gonna make it out. Everyone else, they're not, but you are going to make it out. That's what's important. Okay. So when we switch over, let me just say this again. This is all about Jesus reassuring them. It's like, look, you're going to get out. You're going to make it. You're going to survive. Okay. These words that I'm speaking to you, that's your arc. Okay. That's what separates you from everyone else, is this knowledge, this information. All right. Now we have to go to math. Let's go to Mark real quick, and I'll show you. We have the abomination of desolation, standing where it should not be, right? Let the reader understand. Those who are in Judea must flee. The one who's on the housetop must not go down, get anything house. The one who's in the field must not turn back to get his coat. But woe to those who are pregnant and nursing babies those days, but pray that may not happen in winter. So obviously the Sabbath is still happening. The gates are still locked on the Sabbath. If it's winter and you're running out of the Jerusalem, be a lot more difficult. Can add a lot of stress. You kind of get this whole survivalist people these days based on stuff like this. You know, they're preparing for it. And I'm sure they were probably preparing for it as well. But that's where they get this idea from. Now, when we take this information and we put it together, which is a lot more like Matthew, we have the same thing. The abomination of desolation, flee to the mountains. Whoever's on the housetop, don't go back and get them out. So there's that part. And if you look at the sequence of events, this all happens after they see the sign, after they see the abomination of desolation. That's their sign to leave. That's the sign to get out and run to the mountains. If you're not in the city, don't go in there. Okay? And that's where it lines up here. This taken is paralambano. Okay, that's the lema. It's parlambatanai. Here, the present tense of it. Para means beside. Okay? This is why anyone that says this is future and it's about judgment coming to get them, one will be taken by judgment and the other one will be left, is total horseshit. Because paralambano means beside gotten. Okay? This word sometimes is used negatively in other places, but Jesus paralambanoed the three when he took them up to the Mount of Transfiguration. Okay? He didn't tie them up and force them up there with a shotgun to their backs. Okay? The devil didn't tie up Jesus and put a shotgun up to his back when after he came out of the wilderness and was tempting him. Remember that? I guess they were still in the wilderness. They out of the wilderness into the city, however it really happened. But it was during that part where Jesus was tempted. We'll just use that. Okay, the devil was tempting him. He said he'd give him all the cities if he bowed down to him, etc., right? So in order for that to work, Jesus and the apostles agreed to go with him. So if this were about judgment, and some judgment coming upon them when Jesus comes back someday, it's been 2,000 years, still hasn't happened, but that means that these people would have to willingly go, willingly accept death and judgment. Now, could you imagine that? Do you think the people on an airplane right before it crashed said, oh, well, I guess we all deserve this because we've been bad people and we should have expected this to come. So we'll just sit here quietly and accept our fate. Or when you get robbed by someone with a gun to your head and says, give me your wallet, I'm going to kill you. Oh, well, I guess this is because I cheated on my taxes and I've been a bad boy, and I guess just go ahead and shoot me. I'll accept it. I accept my fate. I don't think so. And I don't think it was any different here. Okay? It's an impossibility for someone to be taken in judgment by using the word par lambano. And again, this is based on critical evidence. The correct, basically what I'm doing is reconstructing the correct way that these happened. We don't always really know exactly what happened, especially anymore, after 2,000 years, especially after other people have said it means different things. But in its proper context and the words using, it doesn't mean that this is future. The only reason this is future is because they had to take this part right here and say, well, Jesus hasn't come back yet. So, oh, hey, I know. Guess what? We'll just say this. Jesus hasn't come back yet, right? And then, but then everything after, all the way into 25, is going to happen when Jesus comes back. Yeah. That's it. Oh, we got ourselves a winner now. That is until Luke comes into the picture. We talked about this yesterday. Because in the line and sequence of events, we have the abomination of desolation, Jerusalem, right? We have this part until the Gentiles are fulfilled. That can mean a lot of things. It doesn't necessarily mean it holds up the whole show. It's a good argument. It's a question mark in it. But we know from other sources that that's not the end. It doesn't just stop time. Okay, it doesn't stop these events because we know that it happened. We know this is before the actual destruction of the temple. Because they see it, they run, 5-6 months took to actually overcome the city and destroy it and capture everyone, actually kill or capture everyone. Then they see these signs. This is probably within minutes, seconds, or hours after they've run out. And they left. We see the kingdom of God is near. And then again, to stand before the Son of Man. This generation will stand before the Son of Man. It has to happen before. It has to. It's just not possible to happen in any other way. And that's part one when we take in, one we left. Well, here's the thing. You have this scenario. Okay? Jerusalem. And that's what this is about. It's not about anything else. This is a historical event. And there's only one. People try to create other events out of this. Like they go to Paul and they say, oh, well, this is exactly correct what I'm saying right now. Cody telling you, yes, that's actually correct. But then they take other pieces of Paul and they say, well, that's the future. That's not correct either. Because here, that is something else. But here, going back, one will be taken, one will be left. The people that are running out are running out. Okay? The ones left are the ones who are left. If this were taken and the others left, they're kind of insinuating something that is contradictory from the events of people running out. The people that are left are the people that are left in Jerusalem. Those are the people that are going to be destroyed. Here, Jesus says, wherever the corpse is, the vultures will be gathered. The vultures will gather. Okay? That's what he's saying here. So don't be fooled. Just because this is over here at the end, it doesn't mean anything. Because again, Jesus here also is saying, look at all these horrible things that are going to happen. Okay? I don't know what's exactly going to happen. I don't really know. But the coming of the Son of Man will be just like the days of Noah. Okay? They got out. They survived. My words to you are what you'll need to survive. Okay? And you'll be fine. This is par lambano. This is received. One out of the group of everyone in Jerusalem will be received. I will accept you. The other ones will be left. Left where? Inside the city, and they'll be destroyed. Okay? So don't be fooled about the sequence. Don't be fooled about where it is. Don't let people take advantage of you and make it sound like this and all this is just going to happen when Jesus comes back. Jesus clearly said in Luke 21, like I showed you, this generation will not pass away, and you will stand before the Son of Man. Literally. Okay? That's when your redemption is. That's when it happens. Not at the cross. That's something else. Okay?